The Alienist takes place in 1896, New York City. There's serial killings happening. Our characters develop a little team of our own to figure out who is responsible. I play Sarah Howard, who is the first woman to work in the New York Police Department. She becomes a part of this team. They begin this investigation, this journey together. So we're in the costume department for the show, The Alienist, and I am surrounded by the ghosts of my clothing that I've worn throughout the season. This is the first thing that we see Sarah wear. This is what we meet her in when she's in the police department.
Let me introduce you to Dr. Leslie Chrysler.
I've read your work. I found it fascinating. Most of it.
I'm Michael Kaplan. I am the costume designer on The Alienist. The possibilities for a costume designer just seem so vast. It just seemed like a designer's dream to me. It's not just a matter of putting period clothes on actors. I needed to learn the period so well and immerse myself in it.
I think these sleeves have become infamous amongst the cast and crew.
The leg of mutton sleeves was a trend that was only in fashion for about 8 years. You know, I think it's a beautiful detail.
This is one of my favorites. I do really like it. I find it really beautiful. These costumes, they're a bit restrictive, which I think was actually good for me because it put me in the time period and to feel what it would have felt like for a woman in those days to sort of need help getting dressed. And it kind of shows a lot about the time. I think from a character point of view, it was helpful.
I'm Rudolph Mantz, and I'm the associate costume designer. For Sarah, there had to be a strongness to her in order to survive among all of these men. So feminine, but still, you know, strong.
This she wears the first time that they all meet. Delmonico's during this time period was kind of the most fancy restaurant that you could go to, and so this is her sort of getting dressed up, and we do get to see her for the first time as Sarah in the world as opposed to Sarah in the workplace.
Your first night out in months, you want to look your best.
It isn't that kind of evening. She is a young woman and not always kind of so restricted, and because she wants respect in her work environment, so we kind of get to see her as herself for the first time when she wears that dress.
I might add that all of our principals' clothing was bespoke. I mean, it was made for them. Sarah was a fashionable woman. She grew up with money, and so her clothes showed where she was coming from in society. But there was a deliberate choice that I made of not having any frills.
Sarah's very fond of ties, which I think kind of shows something about her personality, and also wearing such a typically male piece of clothing, I think says a lot about her, and also that she doesn't really care about those norms.
She was always, you know, obviously feminine, but there's a nice subtle masculinity to her costumes.
Sarah does wear these sort of wide-legged pants, which I was very proud of and thought was really cool.
This was a very interesting time period for women's fashion. She was very much a woman living in a man's world.
She is such a brilliant, powerful character to get to play.
Bring the lady a whiskey, please.
Please make it 2.
Yeah, she's a real badass, I suppose.